Hello again. If you notice, we got a little bit of a different background. We're in the Funko Lounge here at Rhino's Comics and Collectibles. It's the first time we're doing a video here. What do we got today, Mike?
We've got a live studio audience. We have crowds out in the front here. So today we have a standard tier submission. So these books are $400 and up. And this is kind of a special order here where I've got a lot of very early Silver Age Marvel books. So these are books you might have seen in the spinner rack back in #63. That should warm John's hearts, or cockles of John's heart. A lot of early Ditko books. And like I said, a lot of single digit SpiderMan, Avengers, and some other ones in here, some surprises.
A lot of Marvel.
Yeah. Several CPR books. A little different makeup today. We've got some of the labels. So some of these books that we cracked and did some conservation work on. I'll have the labels when we get to those books, and we can see the before and after. Hopefully the after is not an aftermath, but hopefully
we get cheers and not booze.
Yeah, well, that's up to you. That's a sound effects guy. That's his job.
All right.
So we have assistants today, so I'm not going to be pulling the books out of the box and trying to like look out of one eye. Our assistant here will be helping hand the books over so we can go through, and he'll be taking the panties off for us.
All right. Pile of panties over there just off the camera.
Okay, so we got some books already. So very first one here. This is just a great book. Spider-Man #3.
Nice. I still say I like the other Doc Ock, I think it's number 11, cover better.
Yeah, the purple cover. Yeah, that one's a hard book to find.
It's just because Spider-Man's cowering in the corner. I just think it's a better cover overall, but everyone still loves this one.
Yeah. A lot of discussion around this book, especially the first appearance and the talk of the Sinister Six. So we'll see. Some people are specking on this book. It's got a nick-sized chunk out of the upper right corner.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's right on the edge. It's about an inch by a half.
It's kind of weird. This is almost like chipping that you normally see on the right.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a tape pull on the front cover. So it's right on the edge. I'm going to be conservative and call it a 1.8, but it could be a 2.0.
It's a 2.0.
2.0. It's 2.0. Oh, it's a 2.5. Nice grade bump.
It is. It's an excellent bump.
Very good. Very good. So
off to a good start.
Going down that list of Ditko books. I know we had a request for this earlier. Let me see here. There's two that look very similar.
This one's got much better color.
I'm going to take a guess and say this is the lower grade copy.
All right. Spider-Man #5. And of course, as Dr. Doom always does, he appears in issues #5 for some reason. So if one's good, two's better.
And more expensive.
So let's go with the lower grade first. You think this one's at 4.5?
Yeah, I think it's a 4 or 5.
But it's really nice. There's no color breaking at all. There's a few spine ticks. The color isn't as bright. Back cover is nice. You got a little bit of staples going on here.
And these may be reversed, so we'll find out in just a moment.
Structurally, this looks better than a 4.5 to me.
That may be the one that I thought was a 6. So
it's not as pretty, but let's see. Survey says, boom,
5.5. That's the one that I thought was a 6. So this one is most likely what I thought was a 4 or 5. That was the other grade, correct?
It's funny is I like this one better.
They're very close. I mean, the back covers. This one's got a little more wear in the back cover.
Yeah, and it's not as bright. That one had off-white to cream pages. Okay.
So this would be a 4 or 5. And it's a 4 or 5. What I like about this is if you can get up close on that, the Dr. Doom. Look, you can see his face.
This is a white.
I like his face. You can see his eyes from through the mask. You never see that anywhere else, but I thought it was interesting.
Pretty crappy aim, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's horrible. He's horrible.
He's got to control his screen better than that.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand next to Dr. Doom in the men's room.
Okay, continuing with the Ditko books.
What do we got here? We got a #7. Vulture's face is really awful.
Yeah. Oh boy, he's looking his age.
Yeah. This one's really nice.
Yeah, that one is really nice. Now, so in the upper right corner, there are a couple of creases.
Your guess is a 7.0?
Yeah, I think it might not make it because of those creases up there. There's a couple of pretty big creases. And the size of those, I think CGC won't be very kind on that stuff. So
Could see a 7.5 though.
no, I said it was a 6.0. It's a 6.0. So I said it was a 6
I think it's
because of
better
the
than
creases.
6.
It looks pretty good. Oh, audience is 6.5, and it's a
6.0.
6.0.
All right.
Yeah, those creases will kill you right now. That's probably about a 3-inch crease in the upper right corner.
It's not really color breaking.
I still think it's a great book,
It is.
and it's got white pages too.
Like we always say, buy the book, not the grade. Right?
Yes.
Because that's a pretty 6.0.
Clean.
Okay. And working our way up through
Not a Spider-Man.
the numbers. Here's a Spider-Man number 9.
Electro, he's a great villain because he's just a pure criminal.
Yeah.
He just wants the money. He doesn't care about no extra grind. Eventually he gets one.
Yep.
But he's just in it for the money.
He's got the weird eyes too, just like Dr. Doom had.
A little bit creepy, kind of like dots. It's almost like it was an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like, where are those guys' pupils? There you go, pupils, there's pupils. Leave me alone. So what do we got here?
So that one I think is the lesser copy because it's got a little bit of chipping on the lower corner. This one just slightly better.
Yeah. This one has a lot of color loss on the spine
Yeah,
too.
a lot of spine wear.
Let's take a look at that one. Much nicer.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of these things is going to complain about.
No.
Really clean books. 4.5.
So 4.5.
Survey says.
Ding.
Right on. 5.0.
4.5. No, it's
5.0.
that's not right on. 4.5 and a 5.0 is a little different.
No, the right on meaning better.
I got you.
So we got this.
I want to
one
borrow
here.
money from you.
You got a 5.5.
Yep, that one's a little bit nicer. I think that was a 5.5.
I think it's a 6.0.
I wish. It's a 5.5.
Yep.
Those mid-grade books are really hard
They
to
really
judge. I have a lot of those in here I didn't mention, but
Well,
a lot
usually
of books.
half a grade.
Yeah.
They're
Lot
the
of-
hardest books to grade, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything like, for me, anything between 4.5 and 6.0 are difficult. Crapshoot. Anything above 6 is easy, and I think anything below 4 is pretty easy. But
So we can do this.
here comes the Craven book. So what's the backstory on this one? Do you remember where you got it from?
Oh, I know exactly where I got this one from. So there's the old label on there if it doesn't fall off. This one actually came from Heroes Con. Yeah, if you want to take the old label off. It was an old 3.0. Now, when I came back from Heroes Con, I had so many books in my luggage, I couldn't fit them all in, so I had to crack some of them out of the cases. I took a couple gambles and thought, I'm going to take this one, probably have it conserved. But it's got a lot of schmutz over here where the
It
cover
does,
is
but I
damaged.
mean, for a 3.0, if you saw that
Yeah.
from a distance raw, and that's why
Yeah.
it's kind of surprising that they didn't do that, because you know how that some of the dealers are. They want to try to make you think you see a 5.0 and it's really a 3.0.
Yeah. So this was a CGC 3.0. I cracked it out because I needed room in my luggage to fit it in there. Closer inspection I got home, I think it's going to be pretty much the same. It's got a lot of damage over here. I don't see it going much higher than a 3, so it could be a push.
Let's see. Survey says.
Yeah, stays as a 3.
That's all right.
That's what I thought.
All right. But it's a new case. Cream to off-white. It's a mighty stack of Spider-Man you got going there.
And continuing the theme of Spider-Man 15, this one had some color touch. Actually had a lot of color touch in the cover that was removed, and thankfully it stayed a blue label. But because of all that color touch removal, you can see all the creases and such. So I didn't think the grade was too favorable. I called this a 3.5.
I could see that.
Oh, it's a 4.5. Nice, very nice.
You never know with CPRs. You never know how they're going to end up.
Well, that wasn't a crack. That was a raw color touched one.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of CPRs, this one was a
Paddle's
CPR. So, this one was an old label CGC 5.0. Again, I had to take it out because I didn't have room in my luggage.
It's really clean.
I removed them out of the case to make some space, and this one I thought
that is a nice clean.
this one I thought had a good chance of a grade bump. So old CGC label 5.0.
So let's show the label.
Yeah, you can pull that label
It's
out.
the old style, and I'm so glad that they stopped doing this where they didn't have the page quality below the number. They
Yeah,
have
it's
it
important
hidden over
to
there and
want
it's
to see
tiny.
that.
Yeah, because it can be a differentiating factor. All
So,
right,
was a
let's see what he
5.
did. What is he right?
And now it's a 6.
Nice.
Nice.
Really nice. Beautiful.
Okay, which one is this?
First time I saw this, I had to look at online because the color on the SpiderMan looks funny to me. I thought someone colored it in because it just looks silly.
Okay, speaking of Sinister Six.
Speaking of Dr. Von Schilla,
Yeah,
this is one of his all-time favorite books that he loves.
I could see why.
Yeah.
And I think Anthony's also interested in this book too.
Oh, boys, you guys are going to have to strip to the waist and fight it old style.
Yeah. Knife fight.
Knife fight. Prison rules.
Yeah.
So,
Prison purse.
major defect on this one is just a huge corner.
Yeah. And it doesn't have as many creases. There are some creases down here. Very common with this book is this split here. Both of these have this like 2-inch spine split on the bottom part.
Yep. This one has it.
Which, you know, I think they're roughly the same. I called both of these a 3.5.
It's from 1964. It's a pretty old book.
Yeah.
Want to pop them at the same time?
Yeah, let's do it at the same time.
1, 2, 3. What did you get? I got a 3.5.
I can't see a 4.0. So that one stayed 3.5 and this was a 4.0. So
Not bad.
slightly better, probably because of that big crease that's on there.
Yeah, it's not. Luckily, the colors are fairly light on this cover, so it doesn't stand out.
Yep.
That is a really nice 4.0. Oh, and it's got something else. Gorgeous.
The
date
signature?
stamp. No,
Oh,
the
the date
date
stamp.
stamp. Look at that date stamp. Perfect placement. June 11th, 1964. I just think walking into comic shop and that was sitting on the shelf. Of course, parting with 25 cents meant you were only to get one book
Yep.
instead of two.
Okay.
Oh, I was searching for this for a long time.
Well, you found it.
No, but I mean, I got one.
Avengers #4, and this one had some pretty heavy damage to the book. A lot of spine roll. Just another pile of loose papers, but I rebuilt the book. It's got a blue label, and it's all there. One of the things common with this book when this grade is yellow chunks missing, so I was happy to see that it's all intact.
It's really straight. Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent job on the spine roll. And it doesn't, a lot of times when you see spine roll books get repaired, you'll see a telltale shadow where it used to be.
Yeah,
And there's
the
no
grade won't go above 4, 4, or 5 if you can still see that.
Yeah, there's no artifacts at all on this. The only major thing wrong with it is a little chunk missing out of that bottom corner. That's a great looking book.
So I think I called it a 2, right on the edge. So let's see what we get.
It's a nice 2 if it is.
That's an also 2.5.
This is great. I remember that.
Moving into the Avengers.
Kang.
I think I got about 10 copies of this book.
You need the tags. Blues. You need the blue tags.
So this is Avengers #8.
Kang the Conqueror.
Nice lower to mid-grade copy.
I always wonder what's going to happen to him now that, Endgame happened and are they going to try to reload?
I still think there's plans. He will make an appearance.
Yeah. Well, Disney will squeeze everything they can out of the MCU.
I think the time travel part was just too much of a hint that they're not going to include that somewhere at some point. It'll be one of the main villains in one of the movies at some point. It's just a
4.5.
Cool character to
It's
use.
a beautiful 4.5. I think it's better than that. It's got a great front cover. Really dark colors too.
It's got that spine roll though. Like I said,
does.
spine roll. The most you're going to get on that is a 4 or 5 in most cases.
Yep.
And survey says it's a 4 or 5.
Nice.
Okay.
Better than it was.
The
when you got it.
request to do more Golden Age. Well, here we go again. Oops, wrong side. I don't want to see that grade. There we go. Batman #40. Now this is a cool cover. So I think one of those famous dinners that Stan Lee had with Bob Kane. So Stan was known to go out with his wife, Bob Kane, and Bob Kane's wife, and then Joan. And if you look at this, look at the newspaper. What is the title on the newspaper right there?
Daily Bugle.
The Daily Bugle. Who is pictured in the Daily Bugle? Who does that look like? Who's this? Looks kind of like Stan Lee right there, right?
It sure does.
And what else is on the front cover? I see a black cat.
Yep.
And do I see Aunt May's silhouette there on the broken picture?
I do.
So I'm looking at this Batman cover. I think it's an early prototype of Spider-Man. You got the Daily Bugle, you got Stan Lee, you got Aunt May, and you got the black cat.
Yeah.
Oh, and Spider-Man's red costume there. The paint they chose red. So I think this influenced Stan Lee to create Spider-Man back in 1947.
It's awesome.
So get the book while it's hot.
Yeah.
It's also a classic Joker cover.
And it's got one of the best Daisy ads I've ever seen on the back.
Got the Red Rider.
It is. It's like right out of the Christmas
Yeah.
story. Ralphie would have read this.
That was a very similar ad they used in the movie. So I call this a 5.0. Nice. It's a 5.5.
Really nice. What a beautiful book. Fantastic.
Okay, so this Blazer Alert. Look at that red cover.
Joker's getting messed up on both of these covers. Pretty bad. He's getting
He always
thrown
takes a
around
beating.
by an adolescent too.
He always takes the beating.
Yeah. What is going on here? What a beautiful red cover.
Yeah, that's
Now
a Blazer cover. That is a vibrant color.
If Nick's watching this, Nick loves red covers.
Yeah.
There you go. Enjoy that.
The only thing holding this back is up in this upper right corner. There's a little bit of stress. It must have gotten banged up, and it's a shame because on that red cover it really shows. So
Yeah.
I would give it a higher grade, but I'm going to say an 8 is where it's at.
Boy, it's a
It's a
beautiful
very,
book.
very, very bright, colorful cover, though.
I think you're going to get it.
8.0. I got it.
Nice.
8.0.
It's a beautiful cover. Look at that book. You can get a Frontier cabin too. Look at that. What a
Ooh,
deal.
you can buy a whole house.
Yeah.
What is it? $1.99?
It's $1.
$1. I can buy a house for $1.
If you buy 4, you get one for free.
Ha
How about that? 5 for $4, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, this is a cool one. So we've had what about 20 or 30 of these on the shows here. Batman 181.
So this one has Becky Kish on it.
So this is
And the great date stamp though.
this is Carmine Infantino's cousin, a signed copy from 1966. Billy Kish was his cousin. Now I have no idea who he is. But look at that date stamp. You got down to the date, April 26, 1966.
Yep.
And the cover date is 666. It's June 1966, so it came out on the newsstand in April.
Devil worshippers love this book. All you devil worshipping heathens love this book. So, let's see how you did.
I think I called it a 5. What did I call that? A 4.5? A 4.5.
I think it's nicer than that.
All right.
Bingo.
It's a 5.0.
Yep.
It is a little bit nicer.
Just a titch.
All right. Second copy,
Becky Kish nicer.
not autographed by Carmine's cousin, but I think this one looks a little bit better. I call this one a 5.0.
Look what you can make with Mattel's vacuum form.
You could make a mask and
Doesn't
rob a
seem
bank.
safe. Yeah.
Get one of those planes you can shoot your eye out with. Okay, I thought this was a 5.0, and it's a 5.0.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
Moving along on the
More DC coming at you.
Batman theme. So another early detective, or early silver, I should say, detective comics book. Detective 226. And you know what the significance of this one is? If you know what 225 is, you know what 226 is. So 225 is the first Martian Manhunter. This is his second appearance. This isn't a book you see that very often. This is very uncommon. People go for that first appearance, and this one doesn't get any love. It's kind of like, I don't know, FF number 2. You see a lot of the number 1s, but you don't see the number 2s.
And your guess on this one is?
I thought this was a 5.0.
Yep.
Got some stress along the spine.
Look how big the Comics Code Authority stamp used to be back then.
Yeah.
It
Well, they
just-
wanted to make
it
this was when they
dominated.
first came out
Yes,
with it.
it dominated the cover. Like, this is safe. You can take this home. Your mom
Hey
ain't gonna yell
kids,
at you.
you're not going to shoot your eye out with that
No.
gun on the back that you can buy.
No, I like the one where the kid's sitting in class reading the gun ad.
Yeah.
It's so inappropriate.
Yeah, not anymore. So 5.0, it's a 4.5. There's the one. The one grade that's a little bit off. Well, it's got white pages though.
It does?
I don't know if I totally agree with that, but still close enough.
And you're a half grade. I mean, you're always half grade. Isn't doing bad.
Oh, one of my favorite books. It's a very rare book that I see.
The Rainbow Batman.
The Rainbow Batman, Detective 241.
It says it's all new stories.
You think they're still new? After
I've never
55
read 'em.
years?
They're new to me.
Yeah, so this one's got a little bit of, duress there in the lower right portion of the front cover. It looks like it was crumpled up at one point.
Not too terrible. But,
Yeah,
I mean, look how old this book is. This thing's from 57.
yeah. But I'm thinking this is probably a 3.
I think it's a little bit.
Or no, I think it's like, what does it say? 4? Yeah, 3. A 3. I think it's a 3. I wasn't too sure. Okay, survey says it's a 3. Okay, I was hoping for the 4, but
yeah, I thought it would be a 3.5.
Well, the problem those little
it's that ugliness.
those
on the
wrinkles
bottom.
down there. I think one of those is actually a tear.
Still, look at that book.
Yeah.
If you were hunting for this book, that's a beauty. I mean, for a 3.0, that's gorgeous.
And
Rare
it is
to
for
get one.
it is for sale.
It
All
is
these
for
books
sale.
are for sale.
Just look
So,
below.
Just
in
look
the
below
comments.
in the comments.
There's a
or
link.
The about section. My contact info's in there.
That's right. It's not an eBay contact information, the best kind.
True.
Yeah. Everybody wins.
Oh, speaking of FF number 2, there's one in the box.
Nice.
What do you know?
And another Daisy gun ad on the back.
They were pushing those
They
guns
really
back in
did.
the 50s and 60s, weren't they?
Yeah, just worried about like when who's gonna protect the stagecoach.
A lot of state coaches back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a complete copy. I can't say much else about this. There's a lot of
Unique
wear.
part, the number in the middle of the book.
That's true.
It's
Yeah,
bizarre,
you don't really
right?
do that anywhere
Yeah,
else.
no. Kind of like an odd background too.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well, they
simple.
were finding their groove in this. They
Yeah.
weren't in the costumes yet until issue number 3. So,
So fun.
I think it's just a complete 2.0 copy. It's a 2.0.
Right on. That's great.
Like clockwork.
2 and a 2. Some more Fantastic Four.
Okay. Let me see. I got
1's good.
6 is better. I think this is the order. One of these is a CPR, and these 2 are not. Okay, I think we're ready to roll.
Fantastic Four, number 6. It's the first Silver Age appearance of
If you want to get
the
your
Submariner.
Yep. Actually, number 4 was. This is the first team up with Doctor Doom and the Submariner. So if you want to get your Doctor Doom fix and you don't want to get number 5 or you can't
Again,
find it because I own all the copies of number 5.
I think Doctor Doom needs to get his eyes checked. He's got horrible aim again.
Well, I mean, yeah, look, he's wearing his green costume. He didn't even get his costume right today.
No?
He's got the wrong color on. Kind of like the Scarlet Witch on X-Men number 4.
Yes.
So both these covers look similar. I'm thinking both of these are 4s.
Let's do them together.
Okay, let's try to get these off.
You count it down.
Ready? 1, 2, draw. Is that
I
a
got
4?
a 5.
You got a 5. Okay, well, I got the 4. I lost, but I got the white pages. That's worth at least a 1.5. So I got 5.5 corrected.
It's really nice. This one has that odd. Silver Age books a lot. The covers were a little bit bigger than the interiors, so you could see the top of that. How much of that just frayed away. And the cover did its job. It was there to get
the
you to buy
overhead.
it and protect the book.
Okay, so we got the third copy here. Now this one was a CPR book. This one was a 4.5 if you pull the old label out. It was a 4.5. And there's a little bit of notes on that label too, underneath.
One piece of tape on interior back cover.
Yep, so this book had tape on it. So the tape was removed. It was a little conservation work done.
It was off-white to white pages.
And we'll see what we've got. Was a 4.5.
Oh, go.
Boom, it's a 5.5.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, went up a whole point,
Full
and
baker.
the tape is gone. There's no
Yes.
notes on that too, which is
None.
good.
And you maintain the same pages.
That's always a bonus. Sometimes they go up, which is weird.
Yeah.
You might go like from a cream to
No,
an
yeah.
off-white or off-white to a white, and I'm always questioning, what's going on with that?
How could that happen?
Well, it does.
No.
Always in my favor. All right. Believe it or not, I got this book for free. I had a bunch of books about 3 years ago, and somebody threw this in because it wasn't worth anything at the time.
Nope.
So now it is. So lucky me. Another early Marvel Silver.
Classic ad too. XRay Glasses. Everyone wanted to get their hands on this.
Yeah, the X-ray specs.
Yeah. Great color.
And they never worked. But I do like when they actually had the picture of the girl in the ad too, like they were making that suggestion.
Like,
You can
yes,
see through
yeah,
her dress. So this was, I thought, was a 6.5. It looks pretty nice, but it's got a little bit of stain on the front cover. So 6.5 is
see.
my guess.
Yikes!
And it stayed at 6.5. Okay, okay.
Yeah, for getting it as a gift, how could you
Yeah.
go wrong?
Actually, I got 2 copies.
This
2
is a good
copies in
book.
one order. All right, so last book in the box.
Tales of Suspense, number 50, first appearance of the Mandarin. I think it's pretty well
known that
he's going to be the
appear
villain
in the
in the
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi movie.
Yeah.
And mostly because the original villain in that is in the public domain, so Marvel's not going to boost up a character that's in the public domain.
Yep.
They're going to boost their own characters. So they're going to rewrite it a little bit. Mandarin was used in the other movie, but obviously it wasn't the real Mandarin.
Yep.
Although I love that guy's portrayal of him.
Yeah.
And it was just so well done. It was just so evil.
Yeah. Not everyone liked this portrayal.
No.
This was a Lake Effect book, by the way.
I know.
This was a Lake Effect. I got this
Really
2.5
nice.
years ago. Almost lost our lives getting this book.
Yes, we did. 5-0?
Okay, 5-0 is what I thought.
It's at least that. I think it might be.
I hope so.
I think it's a 6-0.
I like your grading or lack of vision. Ooh, it's a
4-5
4-5.
went
Oh, I got
backwards.
2 in this order that were a little low. Well, that's not too bad.
That's
2 out of
really
25 is
nice.
okay. It is. It's probably because there's a water stain on the back cover.
Oh.
Did not come from the Aquaman collection. It came from the Lake Effect.
You know what? I missed that water stain.
But yeah, there's a little water stain on the back.
It's a ½ inch by ½ inch, but that's just enough. They hate water staining and they hate boxing.
Yeah.
They can abide pretty much anything else. But all right, well, that's a great box.
That's not too bad. So books you might see back in the early '60s on the spinner rack for Marvel. A lot of low single-digit numbers
12
in there.
and 15 cents.
Yeah.
Where did we go wrong?
I don't know. Now it's like $3.99 and $4.99. So
For reprints.
yep.
Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna do another video.
We got more boxes to submit and more boxes to open. So the fun never ends. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
We're rolling. Ready? My finger.